Welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. Let's talk about Revenue Coin. Thank you for smashing that subscribe button and welcome back to the Mind Your Biz show. My name is Seth. As a reminder, this is a sponsored review of Revenue Coin, and I want you to be aware that I'm not offering legal, financial, or business advice. I realize you're getting tired of hearing these disclaimers. You know what? I'm tired of showing them to you, but it's part of the game. That's unfortunately the cost for me to be able to bring you phenomenal new projects like Revenue Coin before they launch. Why am I telling you about this project today? Well, first off, because there's less than 24 hours as of the time of recording before you can get in if you are interested. So let me give you a bird's eye overview of this project from my perspective in an educational and entertaining way, and then give you the breadcrumbs necessary to be able to learn more for yourself. Sound fair? After all, as with every single one of our sponsored reviews, every link that I'm referring to right now, or every source of information that I'm referring to right now, is available as a link in the description of this video for you to be able to do your own due diligence. That's super important to me, that you are educated enough to be able to stand behind your own decisions, stand firmly for your own conviction in a project. I'm pretty much here to just introduce you to as many as I can. That said, let me jump out of the way and show you. This is Revenue Coin. And I've got to say, I'm definitely impressed by the Revenue Coin. The fact that they are already listed on as a placeholder for some exchanges that I'm already a big fan of. You can see down below, for example, Kanga Exchange. Very, very cool that they're a revenue-based ecosystem. Like so many others, the tokenomics of this project, you're going to have to decide if you're comfortable with them or whether or not you like the initial launch and the amounts that have gone into the launch. But as of the time of recording, we have, look at that, 22 hours, 27 minutes, and mere seconds before the pre-sale ends. And they're currently at about $5.5 million USD collected. Currently looking at Binance Coin collected for that, but there is more, and I'm going to show you exactly how that works in just a minute. That's right. You know, if you watched this channel, if you watched this particular series of Gem Hunter content, then you know I'm not really very comfortable leaving you with just a little bit of information. I like you being able to see exactly how to get exposure to some of these projects and exactly where to go to learn more. So without further ado, this is the homepage, revenuecoin.io. Get it right. Link is in the description so you don't make any mistakes there and don't accidentally go to any phishing sites or third-party malicious websites. There are a lot right now in the current markets. All right. You have the option to buy RVC tokens, and it brings you to the shop page, which we have open on another tab, and we will take a look at in just a moment here. But moving down their home page, you can see they've got exposure on Coins Telegram, Crypto Potato, Crypto News, and more. They are getting the PR out in the traditional crypto publishing space, and I think you should pay attention to what's already been written about it so you can figure out, kind of sift through what you think is just a press release and what you think kind of stands behind more firm fundamentals for this project. The white paper is available for download. They've got a public offer price that you can check out over on panel.revenuecoin.io. And then they've got a Telegram group that's thriving and active, which also has a link down in the description of this video, so you don't waste any time getting to where the best answers for your questions are. They're really excited. They've reached out to all kinds of crypto influencers. This is just the tip of the iceberg, right? We've got so many other crypto influencers who've talked about it. Apparently my carousel has stopped working, which makes me look kind of silly saying that so many have talked about it, but you get it, right? Big names, big faces in the space are talking about it. The RVC Revenue Coin ecosystem has a brief explainer video here. Let's take a quick look at that together, guys.
If you invested $1,000 in Tesla 10 years ago, you would have over $200,000 today. Imagine if you could invest in Tesla, Google, or Facebook, not just early when stocks were cheap, but before they even went public, before they became the global conglomerates they are today. But here's the problem. That could have never happened to me or you, because everyday investors like us could only invest in these companies after they became available for trading, which is way more expensive. Before that, you had to be some big shot, well-connected, corner office, venture fund bank, business shark to get a piece of these companies and investment opportunities. But times are changing. And if there's one thing crypto has taught us, it's this. Now is the time for everyone to be empowered. You don't need to wait for big government, big companies, or central banks. I mean, look what happened to ATTRIBUTION. If you had put $30,000 into Google stock back when it went public in 2004, you would have well over $500,000 just from that today. So imagine how rich you could be if you could have invested in the beginning, before the startup even IPO. But now things are changing, and there is some good news for us. Revenue Coin is creating a way for everyone, people like you and me, and also really big investors, to invest in high potential technology startups using cryptocurrency. By holding RVC, you essentially become an investor in potentially global high-tech companies, allowing them to scale and earn more revenues. Companies receiving funding from Revenue Coin allocate up to 10% of their revenues to distribute to the RVC investors, and systematically buy back RVCs from the market, which reduces the supply and increases RVC's value over time. But how does all this work exactly? Revenue Coins are a revenue token, so by holding it in your wallet, just like any other cryptocurrency, you're entitled to all the advantages of cryptocurrency, like quick liquidity and exchangeability with other coins. However, in addition, you gain the right to a portion of revenues generated by revenue capital companies. This is the double advantage of RVC, trading speculation backed by strong revenues of selected tech companies. Right now, revenue coins are in the public sales stage, but the price and demand only gets higher from here. You can buy RVC through the Revenue Coin website by connecting your MetaMask or Wallet Connect using Binance's smart chain. This is a massive and affordable game-changer opportunity for everyone interested in building wealth in the world and the technologies of tomorrow. Revenue Coin creates huge impact for investors and startups. Join the Revenue Coin ecosystem and connect with visionary founders and investors like you.
Gotta have the hype music as the outro, guys. Definitely appreciate that, but I also appreciate the very thorough high-level overview. Apparently, it's been translated into Arabic and other languages. That's something that I wanted to mention as well. I really appreciate. You can see it all the way up at the top of the screen right there. There's Polish, English, German, I had to think about it, Deutsch, right? Russian, as well as Spanish and Arabic. They're very, very serious about global adoption, but here's what you need to know, is that right now, if you live in the United States or Canada, they are asking you not to participate in this early sale. And I realize that sounds strange because I'm based in the United States and many of my audience members are in the United States, but here's the thing. Guys, if you're one of my US-based audience members, I love your face. You know I love you guys dearly. But the majority of my audience is actually not from the United States. In fact, only about 27 to 30% on my best videos, my views come from the United States. Typically, they come from various international areas of the world, which is why I feel confident talking about this and allowing for people, members of the audience who are not citizens of the United States or of Canada to get exposure to some of these projects and then do their due diligence. So just to be clear, I'm not trying to tell anybody in the United States or Canada to be involved in what could be considered securities, or securities sales. But just to make that clear, guys, scrolling down, we can see a lot more about their ecosystem. Really appreciate they have that high-level overview. But here is that diagram that their presenter was talking about. The investors gain profit thanks to an increased value of Revenue Coin. But it all starts with investors, right? They invest into the Revenue Coin, and then Revenue Coin funds select startups, right? These arrows kind of indicate that there are select startups being seeded, right? Being given their investment capital. Whether it's in various different housing sectors, real estate sectors, energy sectors, gaming sectors, various different verticals that Revenue Coin is interested in vetting and using their sort of high-level purchaser and controller talent to vet and then purchase in, so that you and I don't have to, right? As retail investors, they can do all of that work. And then 10% of revenue goes to purchasing the Revenue Coins and reducing their supply by burning them, right? So as the value of those stocks and dividends increase, or as those ownership tokens increase, especially if these startups are crypto startups or allow for crypto native investment, makes it a lot easier for them, right? To do this in a more decentralized fashion, or to move things quickly and frictionlessly, we'll say. But 10% goes back into purchasing Revenue Coin and burning some of that supply, so that the profit gained by decreasing the supply goes back to the investors. And of course, the value of each coin goes up as the portfolio that they acquire becomes more valuable. Make sense, guys? It's kind of like a crypto mutual fund, we'll say, in a way. I don't want to like oversimplify it, but in a way, it's like a crypto mutual fund where everybody is hedging their bets together. Rather, the investment team is hedging their bets by getting a sort of diversified basket of investments. And then those who are investing also get exposure indirectly to all of these projects as well. This is not a new idea. It really isn't the first time it's been done, but there are several projects like this that have done well, and then others that are, a little more fledgling. So it's cool to see another entrant in this space. Moving down the list of guys, you can see they have some steps here as well. They've laid it out very, very simply so that even a knuckle dragger like me can kind of figure out what it is they're doing here. The community buys the coins. The capital goes to young companies. Companies grow when their revenue increases, and then tokens purchased from the market are burned and taken out of circulation. So there are two ways in which the token gains in value for those of us who purchase revenue coins to begin with. So we get better exposure to more startup companies and better price action by decreasing the supply. Pretty straightforward there, guys, I think. Benefits for the RVC holders are exchangeability. Raven coin will be listed on major cryptocurrency exchanges, guaranteeing its interchangeability with other currencies on these exchanges. Hidden products. Only Revenue coin holders will be able to access special offers of new products, unique configurations, or the price offers of existing products. They get voting rights, or we get voting rights if we hold RVC, the Revenue coin. We have a say in making decisions as to which subsequent prospective projects will receive funding from Revenue Capital. When's the last time you had a larger VC fund, ask you, hey, which tech stock should we pick? It's kind of a cool thing for you and for me to have voting rights if we're involved in a project like this. Then liquidity. Revenue coin will be tradable on both centralized and decentralized exchanges. I really like that last part. I love that there's the potential to bridge that gap where retail investors can have exposure to really cool tech stocks and really cool tech companies, but also have the flexibility of being able to trade in a decentralized and permissionless way on DEXs and AMMs. I love that this is the direction that the market is going, and I want to see more of this. They also say a payment function. Revenue coin will exist as an internal means of payment within the Revenue Capital ecosystem. That's great to see too, as they gain in partnerships and in new ventures funded. So hopefully we'll see that kind of get more fleshed out in the coming weeks and months. This is a deflationary fixed supply smart contract, which is awesome. As mentioned before, up to 10% of the revenues are burned, right? Allocating up to 10% of revenues towards the burning and the decrease of the supply. In what term? I don't know. But the point is that this is happening, right? It's baked into the smart contract, so it cannot be taken out of the smart contract. Here are the mechanics and future value of Revenue coin as they have projected it. We'll see. 2018, kind of a little farther back, and then moving forward towards 2025, that's what they have projected. I think that's very, very good for them to keep this very conservative and not have like a 20-year or 50-year roadmap. I think it's very hard to understand what the conditions could look like when you get that far out into the future, but this kind of makes more sense to me. They say some of the growth factors are the settlement between holders and Revenue coin capital takes place through the buying and burning of available RVC tokens. Burning, reduction of supply, and increasing token purchases increase the RVC value systematically and consistently over time. I believe that, guys. I do. These are sort of fundamentals that can be baked into smart contracts. And while some of us didn't believe that a few years ago, it's becoming apparent now that this can work. So yeah, I have no reason to doubt that it can increase systematically over time. The rate, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I do believe that having more than one action for improving the value of a token can actually be mapped out. And without having to be some kind of a calculus major, you can do the simple algebra of figuring out roughly what that curve will look like, roughly. So that's cool they mentioned that. They say currently Revenue Capital has two portfolio companies, Xeria and Skyrocket. Both generate revenues by providing solutions for crypto investors to trade via API, with increasing revenues depending on the volume of trading on these exchanges. So it's great that they already have some portfolio companies for us to be able to take a look at independently. And I want you to take a look at those links down in the description of this video so that you can discover more about these two portfolio companies that Revenue Coin already has in their portfolio. This is important. This is evidence of them being good faith actors. And I want you to go through the effort to do your due diligence and look up those companies. Report back to me in the comments section. What did you find? What did you like? What did you dislike? Where are you concerned? What would you do as your next move in performing your due diligence? As you know, guys, I like treating this channel like a conversation, not just like a lecture, right? I know that I'm on camera right now talking just to you, but the comment section are how you let me know that I'm moving in the right direction and that I'm asking the best possible questions. So let me know. All right, guys, moving on. The revenue growth coin model or revenue coin growth model shows that shows well, a couple of different sliders here. They say, see how the value of the token will change in 2, 5, 10, and 20 years. I literally just said, like, I don't like seeing projections long term, but here they're giving us some tools to potentially model some very loose projections. So take this with a grain of salt. It's important to have these because we do want to dare to dream when it comes to looking at potential profits. And we want to be able to use these kinds of tools to see the potential worst case scenario too. So let's quickly play with these sliders and see what we get, guys. All right, so depending on the average annual growth rate of all revenue capital portfolio projects and their share in trading on crypto exchanges. So if the annual growth rate of all revenue capital projects, let's go ahead and knock this way down to a much more conservative 5%. Okay, that's the number that we have it on right now. Annual growth in trading on exchanges. Let's keep this at a much more conservative 20%. And then share revenue capital projects in trading on exchanges. And let's keep this to a very conservative 0.5%. So I'm going to bring these all the way to the bottom. Who does that, right? This is not a hype video, obviously. Who does that? Clearly, on Mine Your Biz, we do this. We want to take a look at this to figure out, based on the most conservative numbers we can put into the tools given to us here, can this still make financial sense for somebody in the audience? And I want you to do this for yourself. Go through that thought exercise of asking, could I make this work if things got really lean? And then, start from there and work in some other numbers that make sense to you based on your experience in those markets. If you're not an expert, seek the advice of one and make sure that you get feedback from somebody who's qualified to give it. All right, so in the absence of an expert, we're going to go with worst case scenarios based on what we have available here. And then it says that value revenue coin token in USD at the current worst case scenarios that I've laid out right here, based on the sliders that they've given us. The beginning would be 4 cents USD. After 2 years, a near doubling. After 5 years, we look at more than 4 times as much, just a little over 4 times as much. After 10 years, we're looking at an additional quadrupling. And after 20 years, well over a quadrupling from the 10-year mark, where there is clearly the prospect or the expectation that things will go a little bit more parabolic after that 10-year mark if they're still in operation. And I think that's not an unreasonable idea, right? If a business stays in business for 10 years, that's a sign of clearly very good health. And if a fund like this is able to track winners in this space for over 10 years, then they should be able to benefit from the maximum potential upside. All right. So if we wanted to go crazy and start saying, like, what, I think that annual growth rate's going to go out the roof, right? We're going to blow the roof off this mother. Like, I don't know. 30%, it just seems like that's kind of pie in the sky. I don't like using projections like that because that's how you believe you're going to go from 4 cents to over $700 in 20 years. Not an overnight success thing, right? But some people start to get like really kind of aggressive and crazy ideas. But I like the current sort of more conservative model, and I'm going to stick with that. Portfolios, Xeria, and Skyrocket right now, please take a look at those in the description. Okay, I really want to know that you're taking a look at that very seriously. So news, there we go. They got the open call for startups. They're partnering with F65 or F6S to look for new startups in the space. These are known good actors in the space, in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. So fintech, blockchain, AI, ML, and Web3. They're going to find them, right, when partnering like this. It's pretty awesome to see. Now they have the call to action for buying RVC tokens, also taking a look at the fund distribution and token distribution. This is important, guys. Very important right now. So token distribution, 50% is going to investors. Another additional 15 is going to support for ecosystem projects. 10% of the team, which in my opinion is not excessive. 10% going to marketing and sales, which funded videos like this, just to be very, very clear. And not just this one, many others as well. So the word is getting out, just so that this is part of the reason that sponsored media matters. We do live in kind of a pay-to-play world, and it does help to be able to sponsor content creators, independent content creators, not give them a fixed script on what to say, but let them know, like, we really want you to focus your megaphone, your microscope on this project for a minute and help expose your audience to something new. It's really important, guys. It really is. but that's where 10% is going. 5% to liquidity, 5% to the advisory team, which frankly, in my mind, I would kind of view that as like the team fund, but still 15%, not quite excessive. We're not quite at that point where it's, 20% plus or over 20%. And then another 5% to the community, meaning community members who are performing very valuable services to the core team, bounties and such for being able to create artwork and other things. This is an essential part of any cryptocurrency project because they are not paying in dollars or fiat money. They do need to have some of the coin supply earmarked for this so if they can stay within the boundaries, within the budget they've set here. I don't think it's excessive. This looks very, very normal to me as far as crypto funds go for the token distribution. Fund distribution as well, they're looking at 80% going into prospective startups, 10% for operations, 5% for marketing, and 5% for liquidity reserve. Also, very conservative in my opinion. I've definitely seen funds like this be distributed in a much less balanced way with less going into the actual startups, right? So 80% is quite generous while still maintaining something for marketing and then having crossover between these two funds. So that's great to see. Here's the current roadmap. They are done with the the current side of the roadmap over here. They still have others left to do, getting into Q4 of 2021. They've selected the first 2 portfolio companies. There we go. They're very happy with that selection, finding some synergies there. Developed their procedures for recruitment, financing, and cooperation of new projects for revenue capital activities. Compiled a list of 5 subsequent projects applying for the revenue capital ecosystem. So there are 2 in the portfolio, 5 in the hopper right now. That's great to see because if you're looking at something that is meant to be something of a mutual fund, then you want to know that they are actively vetting projects that may make it into the portfolio. Otherwise, what is your money going into, right? Like, you need to know this is happening. And I imagine that you're going to be able to see more of those conversations in Telegram. So click on that link down below, join the community, and be active. Not one of those haters who's like, I need to talk to an admin. Just ask questions, right? Be like a normal human being and go ask normal questions and you'll get answers. Moving into Q4, they want to place Revenue Coin on leading cryptocurrency exchanges, centralized and decentralized. They also want to, at the beginning of next year, introduce the possibility of paying for the products of companies from the revenue capital ecosystem directly in RVC itself. They mentioned that before, but the roadmap is pretty straightforward, guys, with items that only stretch out to about Q2 of 2022. I think it's admirable, really. Again, projecting too far into the future is a mistake that many projects make. We saw it in 2017, saw it in 2018. Projects had roadmaps that led clear out to like 2025 and like 2030. It's kind of pie in the sky. You need to be able to lay out what you can definitely execute, and it looks like the RVC coin team has definitely done that, right? This is doable, I think. All right. Frequently asked questions. This is kind of what matters. I want you to take a look at these and let me know what you see back. Pardon me for having to clear my throat here, guys. Let's take a look at their public sale page. This is at revenuecoin.io/shop. And this shows you can buy RVC tokens from 0.1 BNB all the way up. So you don't have to get a huge investor set. You can get a smaller amount. Let's go ahead and take a look at that because that matches more our needs as retail investors. But it looks like that brings us over to panel.revenuecoin.io. And it looks like current stage, not bad. They're almost done though at this point. How to connect in the public sale. You would need to go to the Binance Smart Chain and go over to, looks like, amount of BNB. You'd have to, connect directly here on their website. And through MetaMask or just Binance Chain, and then purchase directly here on the website. You'll be able to add RVC tokens to your wallet after December 6th, 2021, the token generation event, TGE. They currently do not have a publicly listed price. That's why you're not going to PancakeSwap yet. You will be able to soon. If you're watching this video after that point, be very careful. Once it hits PancakeSwap, there will be bad actors out there who definitely want to dump bags on you and do not care what the price impact will be. They just want to divest their coins so they can realize a profit. Be safe. Don't fall prey to what they're doing, right? So be very, very safe. Pay attention to the charts. And if you're going in on PancakeSwap, just, protect your neck, right? Don't take a haircut and don't get your, don't get everything fully chopped off, if you know what I'm talking about. I can't can't be any more explicit than that. It's YouTube, guys. I mean, pardon me. I've got to keep it clean, family friendly. All right. So be careful with that. But that's how you would get in on those levels. Let me jump back one page here and show you on the investor packages. We're going to look at the $10,000 investor package. And if you are not in the United States or Canada, this is what you can do. Currently, you're unable to pay with fiat, but you can pay with crypto and you can pay with coinpayments.net. Okay, that's the important thing for you to realize. It is coinpayments.net. Now, I've used Coin Payments myself, and they're used by many of the services that I use on a regular basis. Why? Because they work. You may find that there are certain growing pains that they have. Sometimes certain things are slow, but here's the thing. The payments go where they're supposed to go, and you can track them on chain. So I think they made a good choice going with Coin Payments. But there we go. And you can denominate in the euro, in the Polish zloty. You can go also in the pound sterling. We're going to leave it in USD for right now, and then pay attention to what is required up here. You have to put in your name, email address, country or region, and then a bunch of other information, including your BSC wallet. They say you can provide it later on, but if I were you, I would go and go about getting that set up initially just right away. But there we go. You can put in multiples here of the investor set. At this point, we're putting in hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's $200,000 right there. Interesting that you'd want to go $10,000 at a time to get to that point, but that may describe what you need, not sure. And then down below, you can see some of the important information. This is not an FAQ. This is specific to purchasing. Who can't buy RVC? This is important. So US and Canada, not possible. Taxes, you have to track your own taxes. Guys, we've talked about this on the show before. You need to check the cost basis of your own coins. That's the way to do it, is manually. If you just put your info into a tax tracker, guess what? Most tax trackers from last year will not contain any kind of intelligence for RVC. They just won't. There are very few that can. You'd have to start manually putting in smart contract addresses, and then it would have to connect to oracles that you agree with. There's a lot that can go wrong there. This is simple because you can just put in the cost basis for the number of coins you got, and then you're good until you sell. Now, not legal, financial, or business advice, but I am just strongly suggesting that you should track the cost basis of coins you buy, especially when it comes to something like this with RVC. All right, delivery of tokens. Looks like the order tokens will be available for claiming within 7 days after they complete the TGE, right? The token generation event. You'll receive a message to the email address provided above in the order about detailed instructions on how to proceed to claim your tokens, the date on which those tokens will be available for claiming. The date of the TGE is set for December 6th, 2021. You'll be informed by email 7 days before TGE at the latest. Tokens will be released according to the vesting plan. 20% available 7 days after TGE. The remaining are released at 2% rate every single week. So there is a vesting schedule, guys. It's important to know. It doesn't just all get dumped on market, but again, my warning from before still stands. As 20% is released to new entrants into this space, especially whales, they may be interested in divesting 10 or 20% of their holdings if they can realize enough gains to hold on to the rest as a moon bag, right? I'm just going to lay that one bare. Some people do this. Some people do. I don't like to. I don't do it, and I'm not doing it here. I don't hold any of these tokens yet. But you need to be aware there will be people out there who are planning on doing exactly that once they're able to receive their initial 20% after that 7-day cliff, and then bring it straight over to PancakeSwap and start dumping. So be safe. Moving into the total number of tokens, guys. Total number of tokens for sale is 4,444,444,000. Total number of tokens you've purchased is indicated in the order confirmation. So, minimum purchase amount at this stage is, pardon me, guys, 10,000 USD. Maximum purchase amount without verification is 15,000 euro. In the case of making bank transfers, the bank is responsible for any verification and other matters related to KYC and AML. The relevant directives with the European Commission apply. If it's necessary to undertake KYC procedure, identity verification may be applied based on personal documents, a photo of the face, documents confirming residence. The information you provided to us is stored by us in accordance with the privacy policy, and the content of which is available here. So read that if you are going to purchase from the website, guys, and be safe. Seriously, be safe. If you don't agree with the policies, don't buy. It's that simple. I'm just going to say it out loud. If you don't agree with their privacy policies, don't get any. But if you do, then I don't see why not. Coinpayments.net is also going to validate your user account there and give you a transaction ID, so you do have some recourse in the event that you don't like the outcome here. Just throwing that out there. You got more than one way to track your information there. And then confirmation and payment. Yeah, there you go. They say that it's available in Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and Binance. So you're not just limited to Binance as you would be if you connected to the wallet directly here on the site. Guys, we showed you the panel as well. There it is in the public sale. Also, they've got a blog listed down below. Guys, so many entries here on their blog, so many ways, so many bits of information that help you to become a more savvy crypto user and help you understand what you're getting yourself into. I have given you so much as well here. Let me know what I missed down in the comment section, guys. But based on what I said so far, what are your feelings towards Revenue Coin? What do you understand about it? What do you wish I would have asked? Please let me know. I know you will, guys. Comment section is out of control, and I absolutely love it. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end of the video, smashing that thumbs up button, and then making that subscribe button explode. Guys, you really are the reason that I make this media. I love your face. Remember to stay private and mind your biz. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Be sure to check out mineyour.biz, where you can sign up for our email newsletter, where we're still ramping up content, but you will occasionally receive specials for flash sales and all kinds of other deals that we have going on the site. You can also check out our services page, where we offer consulting to projects that need it. You can pick up the Freedom Phone, which respects your privacy. You can pay for it in crypto and have it shipped to you anonymously, as well as getting merchandise that also is paid for with crypto. That's right, we practice what we preach, including, well, a Flux swag page. That's right. It's a dedicated page just for the team over at Flux Network, because we love them that much. Thanks for watching to the end. Thanks for being subscribed. You know I love your face. Be sure to stay private and mind your biz.